Hello, everyone. Welcome to discussion sessions on pre-seen information for December 2025 exam attempt. I'm Owais Mirchawala, and with me, Sir Subhan Mirchawala, and we will be having detailed discussion sessions on this pre-seen information of your exam attempt. As you all know that in SBL exam, the advanced case study is provided by the examiner 2 weeks before the actual examination. Yes, these 11 pages which have been provided to you by the examiner, this is the real case study which will be continuing in your actual examination. In this document, the industry background and the company background is provided by the examiner, on which we will be having detailed discussion sessions. Along with this, we will also be providing you three predictive mock exams. These three predictive mock exams are our professional guesses which we developed from this pre-seen information, and they have been really helpful for the students in the previous attempt, because a lot of requirements which we predict in those predictive mock exams, they come in the actual examination of the students. And not just the mock exams, we'll be having detailed discussion sessions. We'll be solving those mocks in the discussion series, like it's a discussion series of around 10 to 12 classes. And along with that, we'll also be providing you one mock exam for your self attempt and practice, on which we'll be providing you personalized feedback. So now this 2 weeks course package is the detailed and comprehensive one, which will help you a lot to increase your chances to pass this exam by a great extent. And now, once this pre-seen information is available, you should not be spending your time on any other thing. Just look at this case study, watch our lectures, understand these detailed discussion sessions full of practical example and insight. This time, the case study which has been provided is related to hotel industry. So the examiner has provided us the hotel background, that how the hotel industry works. Our client is a 4-star hotel chain operating in the country of Iceland, and also we have background information of the client company. So all of these things, along with three predictive mock exam, query support, checking facility, guidance on professional skill marks, drafting approach, and a complete course package. This is available for these 2 weeks, which will help you a lot to pass the exam. Okay, so now let's deep dive into this document and start the discussion on this pre-seen analysis document. So,
See, ACCA SBL, this examination paper, it's like a project. I always say it's like a project. It's not a paper, it's a project, and you are like a consultant. So see, in your practical life, when you hire a lawyer or maybe an audit firm or a consultant or software developer, whatever, when you go on the website or you call them to your consultant, what they ask you first? They don't give you an appointment first. They ask you certain information. Maybe they send you a questionnaire or something. Okay, tell me about your industry, about your age, about your organization age, about your competitors. Okay, in which country you're located in, how many branches you have, all these things. These are called the initial questionnaires. This pre-seen is like that. Okay, and then once you provide everything to the consultant, then they give you an appointment, and then you meet up in person and you tell them about the problems and all. Same like this here. Pre-seen is like that questionnaire. It's about the story thing, about the industry and the product and all that. And then you will have actual meeting, which is called your examination. You will have further maybe requirement or further in current year problem and all that. And then you will be like a consultant and solving this thing. This case study of hotel industry, obviously it's examiner's favorite. That's why examiner is giving you. But for me, why it's my favorite industry? Because I am a traveler, one thing. So we're giving you some practical setup. And at the same time, the insight, the business insight, because you have seen our lectures also, the examination, everything. Whenever I see like departmental store, retail, hoteling, food industry, whatever. So I think as a business person, giving you the business insight and all that. One more thing. These case studies are not made by the examiner, although examiner make it, but normally they get it from the real life. They just change the name. Maybe let's say Enron, complete case, they do it Benron or something. Okay, Hilton, Hatton, something. Okay, Bilton, something like that. So it's kind of real case study which examiner give you. That's the beauty of the ACC examiner. So whatever the strategy or collaboration or anything will happen, it's like a real life. So whatever I have seen in the real life, the strategies, the growth strategy, the marketing techniques, the infrastructure of the hotel and all that, that you will have to write in the examination. Simple, because it's not case made by the examiner, it's a real case study. Sir.
So, pre-scene information for December 25 attempt. So now going towards the detailed analysis. In our today's class, we are going with that detailed analysis, then discussion on possible requirements, predictive mocks and all, and our years of expertise. Okay, like more than 15 to 20 years of experience of teaching such papers, more than 80 nationwide positions secured by our students in a lot of ACCA papers which we teach. So now, with all those expertise, let's start discussing this pre-scene information, which is a document of 13 pages. See, this is like the actual case which will be coming in your exam. You have 13 pages before the examination. 4 pages will come in your actual exam. This is the pre-scene. Like you prepare these 13 pages at best of your knowledge. And then the 4 pages which will predict the current year issues. Like, okay, you are sitting in front of the consultant, telling your current year problems, your proposals and all, and he will be advising you. So in the examiner, you are a consultant and advisor. The client has sent you the background information about the industry and about his business. And in the examination, you will be facing those actual 4 pages. Okay, so let's move on. So we have this case study in relation to hotel industry. So obviously a background about the hotel industry. It's like a complete booklet. Okay, hotel industry background, and then background about our client, Levwell, who is the client which runs these hotels in the industry operating in Estland. Okay, so let's deep dive into it. We will be discussing it in much detail. Obviously, the more detail we discuss, the more examples we give, it will develop your insight and understanding that, okay, how this industry works. And when you are in the examination, you have looked at multiple perspectives that, okay, this is how the hotel industry works and what possible requirements examiner can develop. Obviously, you can prepare yourself in advance for them. So Levwell plc is a hotel chain in the country of Estland. Levwell owns and operates 35 high quality 4-star hotels located throughout Estland. Okay, so now our client is running in the hotel industry, has 35 hotels, and these are 4-star hotels. Now, obviously, the question is that, sir, what do you mean by a 4-star hotel? See, as you know, that hotels are given certain ratings based on the facilities they offer. Now, obviously, these are the benchmarking, but it's not a certain fixed benchmark globally. In every country, the definition of 4-star hotel may vary by some extent. But okay, 4-star in India and 4-star in UK may have some differences because of the cultural differences, because of the priorities of the people. Like, for example, if it's a 5-star hotel near a holy place, so maybe that 5-star hotel, which is a near holy place, may not have a swimming pool or a bar in it. Because near a holy place, the 5-star facility means its accessibility. But the same 5-star hotel at some tourist spot, maybe at some destination, or maybe like a 5-star hotel in Dubai, or maybe in New York, maybe that will have a much different and greater facilities. But obviously, when you talk about these ratings, we need to understand that what is the meaning of 4-star hotel in Estland. So in order to teach you that, the examiner has given you this table that in Estland, 4-star hotel means this. Because maybe you guys have a different understanding of a 4-star hotel. Because maybe in your country, 4-star may be offering different level of service. Or maybe in another country where one of the student is studying, because we have students of more than 60 plus countries. So the examiner has told us that, okay, this is what the 4-star means in the country of Estland. But that do not mean that in 2 countries, 4-star will vary too much. They will be nearby, but certain facilities may be up and down. So we operate in the country of Estland. We have 35 high quality 4-star hotels. Obviously luxury hotels, because 4-star hotel is not a basic hotel. It starts from 1 star and goes to the 5-star, 5-star being the highest one with the highest level of service. Okay. But now when you
See,
talk about, yeah, when you talk about these 4-star hotels, obviously they have a lot of facilities, almost all which are in the 5-star, excluding the personalizations for the customer. That okay, customer wants certain modifications for himself during his stay. Those are not offered by four-star normally, but still, four-star are the top hotels. And as we move forward, the examiner will tell that what is included in the four-star hotels in S-Land. Sir.
We had a case study back in 2023, I believe, September or December 2023. It was an airline case study. So in airline, that time they didn't give a five-star airline. It was a budget airline case study. And we already included in our crash course as well, that case study. This time, when it's about the hotel industry, in hotels also, just like in airline, the budget airline and the five-star airline. Same in hotel industry, we have the budget hotel as well as the five-star luxury hotel. This case study is not about the budget hotel, it's about the luxury hotel. But you should understand that what is budget hotel as well, because in budget hotel it's just a box, it's just a room. You have just four walls, the roof, and that's you. Simple. No breakfast and nothing. Okay. You take your luggage in the room, maybe some for a couple of hours also. That's called the budget hotel. But when you talk about the luxury hotel, which we have the case, right? Luxury hotel means you have all the service, quality, maybe the staff, swimming pool, casinos, all these things available. Okay. So when you are talking about understanding the problem of or making a strategy for a five-star hotel or four-star hotel, luxury hotel, you should know what is budget hotel as well. Okay. So this time, see, in just one line, examiners is telling you about the target audience and about your, I would say, about your segment actually. Sir.
So, Levwell target market is primarily the leisure guest. See, the examiner will tell you that different types of guests which come in the hotel. There are business guests and there are leisure guests. Leisure guests are those which are normally coming for the vacation purpose, not for a business trip. See, a type of guest which you are having have different type of needs. A leisure guest is there for luxury, for high quality service, for a vacation tour. He need a lot of perks in the hotel. But when you talk about the business guest, they have very less time. They want hotels near the city centers. And when you talk about the business guest, like they want convenience facilities like Wi-Fi, meeting rooms, and all. Whereas leisure guests have a very different type of needs. See, when we talk about these hotel industries, obviously, from where I live here in Dubai, it's the center of that hoteling, and you look at outclass hotels and a lot of facilities. And obviously, when you talk about these leisure hotels, so when you talk about Atlantis or Burj Al Arab, like hotels like these, which are cities in themselves, like a lot of facilities, like within Atlantis Hotel in Dubai, its water park itself cost you $150, and in an entire day, you can't complete that water park also. Just think that how big that hotel is, which has that much big water park. So when you talk about these hotel industry, it's like outstanding thing and a lot of facilities which you need to understand. Obviously, if some of you guys have stayed in such type of luxury hotels, you will understand that. But if you haven't stayed, our examples and practical perspective will give you that insight and give you that feel that, okay, how this industry works. Okay. The picture which is being shown here is the Riyadh's Kingdom Tower in Saudi Arabia, the Riyadh Kingdom Tower. And in this tower, Four Seasons Hotel, the famous chain of Canada, operates in this Kingdom Tower. Okay. So now let's look at the industry background and all. Hotels provide short-term accommodation to the people who pay to stay in the hotel room. People staying in the hotel are referred to as the guest. See, you know that there are hotel apartments also which offer the longer stay. But these are not hotel apartments, these are normal hotels which offer short term stay. But when you talk about a four-star hotel is not just giving you a room. It offers you a lot of services like a swimming pool, a spa, or a gym, or a lot of restaurants within it. And even they provide these services to outsiders also. Like even if you are not a guest, you can come and utilize those services, as well as providing accommodation. Many hotels also provide additional facilities such as restaurants, bars, swimming pools, fitness centers, spa, beauty treatment, spaces for the private events, for example, weddings, conferences, and rooms for the business meeting. Okay, so see, it's very important that you understand the industry. And the good thing about the examiner is that he teaches you like you know nothing. Okay, tell okay
See,
what.
these are the sources of revenue. We'll have extra information about the sources of revenue later on also, but these are the sources of revenue. I can recall ACCA examination. Nowadays you have the computer-based examination and remote examination. But when we used to have like the proper this A4 size paper kind of examination, so they used to book conference room, big conference room in Marriott hotel, PC hotel, like five-star hotels and all that. So that's also one of the source of income, because now it's not a guest. ACCA is not a guest. ACCA or British Council or these bodies, they were like client, and you students used to go there, take your examination because of the security stuff and all these things. So they have this one of the sources of revenue. Same like gym also. Sometimes gyms are available normally. Normally gyms are available only for the guest, for the residents. But in some countries, when they need more, like more people, it's not a tourist place maybe, and they have a good big facility, so they offer this thing to the local people as well. Okay, even if you're not a guest, you can use our gym or spa and all, or swimming pool facility based on membership stuff like that. I used to be the member of Marriott when I was in Karachi. Yeah. Okay. You can do that also. These are the sources of revenue, sir.
So see, this is what we are bringing in this pre-scene discussion. Obviously, the examiner is telling you everything like you don't know, but still you need a lot of practical examples to get that insight that, okay, this is how the things have been going. And then we'll be discussing that, okay, see, here is an opportunity, here is a challenge, here this thing can happen. An examiner can pick a requirement from this area. Now there
Developing your brain, developing your thought process, developing your mind. Okay. Okay. For the examination, because then you will be the consultant. So you'll have a lot of option. Okay. Now this ACC exam thing, you have this thing in your business conferences, meetings, maybe the gym facility, which can be offered to other people. Okay. So just developing the thought process. So
Now, there are two types of guests. A hotel guest can be split in two broad groups, a business guest and a leisure guest. The two groups typically have different requirements from the hotel. Just think about a business guest who has a lesser time. Okay, he just come for a meeting, done with a meeting, and he just go away. Now, business guests want a hotel which is near a city center, near to the place where he has to visit and do his meetings and all. Now, business guests need meeting rooms, Wi-Fi facility so that he can do his work. Another category is a leisure guest, which is coming from for a vacation, has a lot of time to spend, and leisure guests require all in facilities like good breakfast, good lunch, good dinner, a big swimming pool, enjoying their some entertainment activities also going on. So business guests stay for work purposes. They value convenience. For example, having easy access from the hotel to the client workplace for meeting, and productivity, for example, having fast and reliable Wi-Fi connection to allow them to work in the hotel. Okay. Leisure guests are away from the home for personal reasons, for example, on a vacation. They tend to be more concerned with the facilities and atmosphere in the hotel and its local environment to help them relax and enjoy their stay. Now comes the very important thing. Leisure guests tend to be more price sensitive than a business guest, and they typically stay longer.
yeah. So see, the business guest normally, the booking time. For example, you are a business person, you are a CEO or director. You'll get a call from the board or maybe the audit committee. Hey, tomorrow you have a meeting in France. Okay. Last minute booking of hotel, last minute booking of airline and all that, business class, luxury hotel, all these. They're not price sensitive, because you know what? They're all funds reimbursed by what? By the organization. So they are not price sensitive, and they normally do it right at the last moment. Okay. Whereas the leisure customer, obviously, they are self-sponsored, so they have to take care of the price. They search so many places and all that before go before the booking and all. And what they do, they don't do it in the last minute. They have this plan 6 months, maybe in the summer break, maybe in the fall break and all that. And that's why the competition going on between the hotel industry, rent-a-car industry, airline industry and all that, because they know, for example, cruise booking. I know for the cruise, we normally book a year ahead, maybe in 2026, for 2027 if I have to go. So what I do, like in 2025, I have to book a cruise for Alaska and all that. So see, now I'll be searching hotels, airlines, all. So they are actually price sensitive customer, and they have big time before, I had time for booking. Got it. Okay, sir.
So, as sir said, price sensitive, two reasons. If I'm paying from my own pocket, I'm price sensitive. And obviously, when you are going for a leisure stay, you plan in advance. So you look at a lot of prices, Agoda, Booking.com, and a lot of apps to find a better price. Okay. Now comes the
And see, one more thing. Customers have what customer is valuing. That's very important. Once again, example. What customer is valuing. That's very important. Business class have different requirement. Leisure class have different requirement. In leisure, middle class have different things. Maybe lower class or maybe higher class. Even in the family, when we book our hotel, what we do? What when my wife asked me, "What do you want in the hotel?" Say, "I need a gym, a good gym in the hotel." That's it. My kids, I remember Trump Tower in Chicago. I have an experience with my family in Trump Tower, Chicago. So my kids were in the room and they just call to the front desk and they say, "We're getting bored." And you know what they do? They brought PlayStation and Xbox for the kids. Now this is kind of five-star service. Okay, are you getting this? Same with the sir said in Dubai, Atlantis. So I remember like we had our stay for 2 or 3 days, and I rarely met my kids. Why? Because they were all in the water park, enjoying with their cousins and friends and all that. And I did not see, it's a special water park in Atlantis. I did not see that water park. See, customers have different, priorities. I'll talk about, the value things and what the customer value later in this case study. Sir.
So basically, if you look at this case study, the examiner is developing the mindset and the story which you have to deal with it. The objective of this, see, reading you can also do at your home, but the examples and the practical approach that helps you to analyze, you look at that, okay, this is how the industry is going on, how the industry is developing. So then only you can predict the requirements and prepare yourself in advance. Okay. But when you are with us, you don't have to do anything. We are giving examples, we are preparing, we are giving you the mocks, and we'll be solving those mock solves, giving you the answers, list of everything. You just need to be committed and sit in front of the screen and follow what we are saying. Okay. When we say, okay, now go and attempt an answer and send us for checking, you have to do that. We'll be giving you the personalized feedback also. Now comes the rating system. As I referred at the start, it's very important. See, if there won't be any rating system, what would happen? Someone goes to a hotel, comes out, and you say, "How was it?" You say, "Good." Okay, he said it was a good. You took him and you took to a higher hotel, something better. And then you ask him, "How was it?" He said, "It was very good." Then you take it out, you take him to more higher, and you ask how it was. He said, "Very, very, very good." Like, how will we measure that? Because, see, there are global travelers coming from a lot of backgrounds. It's globalization. You are booking a hotel sitting at your home. So, you need to know that, okay, what is the rating? Because rating tells the level of service you will be getting. And see, if there won't be any rating, any standardization, then the hotel experience is a relative measure. It is based on your background. Just think about someone who has never been to any good hotel. If I take him in Pakistan and in Karachi, I take him to Movenpick. Okay. He stays, he say, "Oh, it was a heaven on the earth. Such an outclass hotel." And then I say, "Okay, if this was heaven, then okay, come with me, come to Dubai and stay in Atlantis or stay in Burj Al Arab." Then what will he say? He will say it was a heaven in a heaven. Because you need some standardization and benchmarking. So this is why every country has certain regulators, a tourism board which issue the ratings. Like a hotel cannot say on its own that, okay, I'm a 4 star. They need certification. These are checked and audited. Similarly, in S-Land, it is checked. And the good thing is that examiner told you that what the 4 star means. See, because as I said at the start, 5 star in country A and 5 star in country B may not be exactly same, because different cultures and different circumstances have different important things. Okay, like for example, if you stay in a 5 star hotel in Singapore, Singapore is a very small country. Like a 5 star hotel room, entire room of Singapore would be smaller than a washroom of a very big country with a very big hotel, because okay, my washroom was so big and here the room is so small, because both countries have different situation, different circumstances. Singapore is even smaller than certain cities. Now just think about a hotel in United States, which is so big. Like I would say that Singapore would be even half of the Texas state or even lesser than that. So
Yes.
that entire country, now a hotel in that, which it calls as five star. You entered in the room and you said, "Oh, this is five star. Such a small room. I stayed in such a big room." So the definition of five star may have variation because that depends on circumstances and the situation. So this is the reason why the examiner told you that in Iceland there is a national tourist board named as Visit Iceland which issue the rating. But one last thing before going forward, see, it do not mean that if there is variation, there will be very big variation. Like, okay, I saw five star in one country and in another country that was equal to one star. It won't happen. The services would be nearby. But obviously, there will be variation according to the circumstantial needs of both of the areas. Okay. A star rating system from one star to five star is used to classify the hotels in Iceland, with one star denoting the most basic accommodation, as Sir said: walls, a roof, and yourself. Nothing more. Just a room. Come, sleep, and get out. But when you talk about five stars, those are the experience in themselves. Okay. The ratings are awarded annually by the inspectors from the National Tourist Board. Now, what they look at the room quality, the size of the guest room, range and quality of the facilities in them, like a TV or an iron facility or the tea and coffee machine and all. Service quality, the service provided by the staff throughout the hotel. Like you know that in five star, even the staff is trained that how they have to smile. Because that smile can be arrogant and that smile can be welcoming. So the service quality which they offer, the range of facilities available like a restaurant, bar, swimming pool, fitness center, spa, and a lot of facilities when you look at outstanding five-star hotels. So the examiner has told you that in Iceland, now don't think about a five-star hotel in your country or in your city. Think about a five-star hotel of Iceland, nothing else. Like, okay, sir, in my country, five star is like this. No, 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 I'm not interested. Here, the five star means all of these things. Okay. So the following table is indicative of the key facilities of services which need to be provided to achieve different staff ratings. Now, what are the facilities? A room, a guest room. In one star, okay, I have a room. That is the happiness, nothing else. But when you move forward, a private bathroom facility, not in one star. If it is available, that is considered as a two-star hotel. Available breakfast, two-star hotel. Now, very important thing. See, one-star hotel can also provide you this thing, but it will upsell it. It will charge you for that. Just like a budget airline, they charge you, okay, you want breakfast? Pay some extra money. But two-star hotel will be offering you as part of the room package. So what you need to understand is that one-star hotel obviously charge less, so they provide lesser service. Then a restaurant and a bar offering food and drinks. Not in two-star. Now you go towards a three-star facility. Wide range of amenities in guest room, television, iron, equipment, Wi-Fi, complimentary tea and coffee machine. Okay, available in three-star also. Now comes the leisure facilities for the guest. Swimming pool, fitness center, spa, beauty treatment. Now you become a four-star. And then when you talk about five-star, world-class luxury, personalized service. What is personalized service? Okay, you call the hotel and you're booking the hotel. You say, okay, I'm coming for a stay. And they ask you that, sir, for what reason you are booking a hotel? You said, okay, I'm recently married. I'm coming for my honeymoon. So they will adjust the room lighting and the decoration for you. Not the room, not breaking the walls or something like that. They will create an ambiance suitable for you. Okay, you say that, okay, I'm coming on a trip and we have to celebrate the birthday of our kid. Okay, they will personalize it. And even in this personalization service, what they do is they have proper management information system. They remember your birthday. They remember key dates about you guys. And then they give you surprises. They welcome you. So personalized service, chauffeurs, the drivers and all. Fine dine restaurant. So that makes a five-star.
They have like a renowned chef in their hotels, especially like in Vegas. Like let's say Gordon Ramsay and all those chefs, they are part of the hotel actually. And in Vegas, if you go to Vegas, Vegas hotels are like cities. For example, New York. You are in Vegas and you want to see New York. So they have a hotel just like New York. You are in Vegas and you want to see Paris. So they have like a hotel Paris, like Paris. You have Eiffel Tower and everything. You have maybe Venice. They have a hotel like Venice. So there are boats and the river, small river, artificial. And so these hotels, they have these specialized chef and all those, the malls and the specialized high-end brands, everything in just one hotel. And then obviously the big casinos and all that. So
Okay. So obviously, understanding the facility. Now, if you remember in the start, only sir said that if you want to understand a four-star hotel, see, it's a relative measure. You can't understand a four-star hotel unless and until you have lived in a three-star or a five-star. Because then only you can compare that, okay, I have seen this and now this is this. Or I've seen this and now this is what I'm staying in. Like, okay, if there is a guy who always stay in a four-star, he don't know the value of the service. But if you have stayed in a one-star hotel in your life and now you go to four-star, you'll say, oh, sir, it was a heaven. And if you have lived in five-star entire your life and now you come to four-star, you say, no, it was a real bad experience. So that depends on your past experience. And obviously, according to that, they are charging you. Like, okay, if you want to stay in this hotel, Kingdom Tower, in the Four Season Hotel, in itself, it's a tourist spot. People come and pay and go to its highest floor. But you are in itself living in this hotel, you are staying in that. So obviously, that is an experience. So you are paying for that. Or maybe you are living in Burj Al Arab and having an experience in their underwater area where fishes are and all, and you are inside that glass area. So obviously you pay for that facility. So when you talk about these hotels, it's a wide industry, and you have to understand that how the facilities and all work. Maybe in the examination, he's talking about some upgrading the hotel chain, maybe downgrading hotel chain, or maybe offering one more parallel brand. So you need to understand that. The prices for hotel, the prices a hotel charge for its room typically reflects its star rating. With the luxury hotel, the five-star charging much higher price than the basic hotels. Okay. Now, when we look at the hotel industry, how we see chains of hotels and we see independent hotels. Now, what do you mean by chain of hotel? Like, okay, you see Accor as a chain. In Accor chain, there are a lot of hotels like Movenpick or Sheraton or Novotel. These are the chains which it is running. Like, okay, globally, in the Movenpick chain, there would be like 10,000 hotels. A lot of hotels in the Movenpick chain. Okay, now when I'm traveling, if I have stayed Movenpick always, so I will have their loyalty account, getting special discount. And maybe if I'm traveling to new area, I would prefer living in Movenpick again because I am familiar with their experience. I like their experience. So when you talk about these chains, a lot of hotels under a single brand, what benefit they get is they get benefit of economies of scale. Another benefit is they get loyalty from the customer because people love familiarity. Okay, I lived in Movenpick in Karachi and in Dubai and in France and in Italy and in Singapore. So I have that, okay, in Movenpick, I will get this level of service. The staff is like this room will be like similar to this, these many facilities. So when I would be traveling to some new area, I will first search, okay, is there Movenpick available? The loyalty factor. Similarly, these big chains have economies of scale because they do big contracts, they can deploy more technology. So, one concept is these chains, and then there are independent hotel. Okay, I have one hotel, independent, no chain. A person has a single hotel, or a company may be running a single hotel. So, that's also possible. It's not like always there are chains. Yes, there are big chains, but there are independent hotels also, like one hotel. One hotel of a company or an owner, a single hotel only, not multiple hotels. So there are chains and there are independent hotels. Obviously, independent hotels, like single hotels, no chain, they cannot achieve that level of economies of scale. They cannot achieve that level of customer loyalty. But good thing, independent hotels are flexible. They can customize the experience. Like, okay, for example, I have one hotel. So I can adjust it in any way I want. I am the owner. I want, okay, I want to put this facility here, add this, change this, do this. Since I'm not running a chain, I'm not bound to do standardization. I can develop a very customized experience. So you see a lot of independent hotels also, like not chains, single hotel only, and they have a lot of customers and customer prefer them because of the unique experience they give, which chains cannot give, because chains have to go for standardization throughout their hotels. Okay.
And see, in the chain hotel, when you're talking about the chain and the brand, it's not necessary they all have five-star stuff. Okay. For example, a practical example, Hilton hotels. Hilton Hotel has luxury hotels. Under the Hilton chain, there are luxury hotels like Waldorf or Canada Hotel. These are what? The luxury. When it's about they both owned by Hilton. Then when you talk about the resort, Hotel Hilton and Resort, it's once again under the umbrella of Hilton. If you want a three-star, a mid-size hotel, Doubletree. Once again, it says Doubletree by Hilton, or maybe Embassy Suite by Hilton. These are mid-size. If you want a budget hotel in Hilton, yes, Hampton by Hilton. Okay, True by Hilton. So see, Hilton is a big umbrella, is a big brand. Then there are luxury hotels, just like Toyota is a brand. And then you have Toyota Corolla, and then Toyota Corona, and then you have Lexus high-end and all that under one umbrella. Same like this Hilton. Hilton, and then five-star, the resort type, the mid-size, the budget hotel, all by Hilton. And it's a global chain. Hilton is a global chain, you know that. So
The hotel industry in Iceland comprises a mix of hotel chains and independents. Hotel chains are the businesses which operate a number of hotels. The hotel is in a chain typically share a brand name and often have standardized design and quality standards, meaning a guest can have a similar experience if they stay at a different hotel within the same chain. So, as Sir said, Hilton is a brand and it runs multiple chains. Accor is a brand. It runs multiple chains like chain by name of Movenpick or Novotel or Sheraton. So they run multiple chains. The objective is to give a similar experience. But okay, even if you stay in the five-star and a three-star, it won't be same thing, but you will get a similar experience. But what the benefit of these chains is that they offer you loyalty points. They get economies of scale. You get a standardized experience which gives you familiarity during your stay. Hotel chains typically have a single website where guests can make a booking for any of the hotel in the chain. Then there are independent hotel, no chain. Okay, I own a single hotel. This is my own hotel. I create a unique experience. Like, okay, there are a lot in independent hotel, you see a lot of single owner managed hotel. Single owner managing that entire hotel. So independent hotel. These are the businesses which operate a single hotel rather than being part of a chain. Operating independently allow greater flexibility because they don't have to bring standardization across their 1,000 hotels. I have one hotel. This is everything of mine. I run it in a customized manner and enable the hotel to offer a unique experience to the guest. However, they cannot benefit from economies of scale which are available to the chains. Now, people think that okay, only chains run. No, no, no. The business also go to these chains and also go to independent hotels. Because obviously, when you talk about chains, they are big giants. They can achieve economies of scale, but they have to bring a lot of standardization. Okay, like okay, if I'm staying in Movenpick in Pakistan and when I'm going to Movenpick Dubai, I have certain expectations in my heart that okay, I will get that level of service. So it can't reduce that. Maybe slight variation, but not more than that. Otherwise, the customer will get annoyed. So chains have to maintain their brand image a lot. But when you talk about independent hotels, they create that unique experience and they have much flexibility. Let's see very important information. Independent hotels are significant part of the market in Iceland, accounting for 48% of the supply of guest rooms in 20 Expo. However, there has been consolidation within the industry in recent years due to hotel chains buying up the independent hotels. That's normal. Big chains buy up these independent hotels, pay them premium, and bring them part inside their chain. Maybe because they want their unique locations. That okay, I want that location, and the chain buy that independent hotel. Okay. See,
practical.
Yes.
Practical thing. Once you establish a hotel building, let's say you have a shop, okay, an independent shop, and you sell maybe watches. If that business doesn't work, what you can do? Maybe you open in the same building, you can utilize it for what? For a restaurant. If that doesn't work, what you can do? Maybe you open a tuition center or something. Because shop is a shop. But let's talk about the hotel building. Hotel building is meant for hotel actually. If the hotel business flop, can you make it shop? No, because there are no display showrooms. You cannot make it showroom because there are inside rooms, grade of floor one, two, three, four, and all that. So it means hotel can only be hotel. It cannot be apartments. It cannot be offices. So once the hotel business is down, that building is still there. It's a big loss, and the other hotel comes up and acquire or merge or whatever. Okay, and second buyer is normally a winner. So maybe in the examination, they can tell you about some of the location which are, downfall or financially not working good or revenue is not getting good. What you can do? Maybe you become the acquisition target because hotel building is kind of unique building. So
Okay. So, due to hotel chains buying up independent hotels. So, as Sir said, that okay, maybe a big hotel chain buys an independent hotel which is not performing well, but it has that good location. So, that's why it is being bought. And larger chains acquiring smaller chains, there is intense competitive pressure between the hotel chains, and that's very much normal. We see regularly like Agoda, Booking.com, a lot of marketplaces where the hotels are listed. We look at their prices, facilities, their ratings, their reviews. So hotel chains in Iceland have also increased.
and don't forget Airbnb. You have hotels, whether budget hotel, five-star, and all that. That's a different kind of competition going on. You have motels, you have early hotels, whatever. You have Airbnb also. It's a marketplace, Airbnb. It's a marketplace thing. Okay. You put your own room there, and the independent customers are coming up, you're making money, and Airbnb also making money. It's a marketplace, just like Amazon, suppliers and customers for products, just like Uber, suppliers and customers, car owners, customers making money. So this Airbnb giving tough time to this hotel thing, whether it's budget hotel or five-star. Sir.
Okay. So, hotel chains in Iceland have also increased their number of hotels through organic growth and partnering arrangement, like opening new hotels, franchise agreements, and all. And as Sir said, this Airbnb thing, I note all of these points because these are the possible requirements which you get. And then we'll be covering them in the predictive mocks, like, okay, developing a scenario, getting intense competition from Airbnb, or maybe some competition from some marketplace where a lot of people listing their rooms. Because you see, a big hotel chain can have a very good website, a very good booking experience. But nowadays, Agoda, Booking.com, these platforms offer that similar ease of experience to all of the hotels and the user. So, an independent hotel which cannot afford a website use these marketplaces to sell its rooms. Or maybe Airbnb allows everyone to be a seller in this hotel industry. So you can have such requirements and challenges in the examination. And as a consultant, you may be required to advise this client. Okay. So this is all we'll be preparing. So the objective of this pre-scene is to look at the practical examples and get that insight and all. Okay. So now let's move forward and look at different business models through which the hotel industry is operating. So the business models in the hotel industry, obviously the two business model which you see in a lot of businesses, like either it can be owner managed, like the owner or the company itself managing those hotels. Like even you see in restaurants also, like okay, McDonald's, some outlets are maintained by McDonald's themselves, and for some they do franchising. Like okay, they give a franchise to another person that okay, you run day-to-day operation, we are giving you the brand name and the system. Similarly, like in petrol stations, this happen. Like okay, some are managed by the company itself or the owner themselves, and for some they give the franchise. So similarly in the hotel industry, some are owner managed hotels. What do you mean by owner managed? That okay, either a chain or independent, it can happen in both of them. Either a chain or an independent hotel manages that hotel itself, manages that location itself. Like Movenpick manages some of the locations itself. Or like Sheraton or Pearl Continental or like Hilton, some of the locations are managed by themselves. But for some of the locations, they give a franchise. What is a franchise? Franchisee will arrange the place. Franchisee will run day-to-day operations. Now, what the franchisor, the brand will do? It will give its brand name. It will give its processes. It will give training. It will give all the SOPs. It will keep an eye on the quality standards because otherwise its brand will be damaged. And against that, it will charge a certain franchise fees, one off, and a running percentage also as a share of revenue. So there are owner managed situation in both. This can happen in chain and independent both. Like, okay, there can be some chains which are completely owner managed. And there can be some situation when they go for franchising only. Or they may go for hybrid also. Okay. Now, there are two main operating models of hotels in Iceland, owner managed and franchise both. Okay. Now, owner managed. The owner control and manages all operations and is wholly responsible for the strategy and the performance. In this context, the owner could either be a chain or an independent hotel business. Now, what is independent? Do you remember? Independent single hotel, no chain. Chain where there is a lot of hotels under a single brand. Okay, like Movenpick, a lot of hotels, or you can say Hilton, a lot of hotels, or Pearl Continental, a lot of hotels, or Four Seasons, a Canadian chain, 125 hotels in the chain. Or there can be independent hotels, single hotel. Like, okay, I have one hotel only, no multiple chain. Okay. Now, it can either be owner managed. I own the hotel, I manage it myself. Maybe I am a company or an individual. Or maybe there is a model of franchise. What is franchise? That rather than managing the hotel ourselves for the day-to-day operations, we give it to the franchisee, arrange the location, hire people, run day-to-day operations. How you have to do it? The processes, the accounting software, the hotel management software, the brand name, the uniform, everything will be provided by the franchisor. Obviously, the franchisor brand name is important, so it ensures the quality also. Okay. So the franchise model involves a fee-based agreement between a hotel chain and a third-party operator. That chain is a franchisor and the third-party operator is the franchisee. The franchisor allows the franchisee to use the brand name and systems, for example, reservation and booking system. The franchisor also provide guidance and support to the franchisee, for example, with the marketing. The franchisee pays a fees to the franchisor for the use of the brand name and its systems. The franchisee, that person who will be managing day-to-day operation, will arrange the location also. Either purchase it or take it on rent. Franchisor is not giving you day-to-day things. He's only giving you the systems and the guidance. Owns the hotel building or leases it from a third party real estate company. The franchisee controls the day-to-day operation of the hotel, but has to follow the franchisor's standard around the product and service quality in order to uphold the franchisor's brand. Just like if you're running a McDonald's franchise, you cannot make a burger on your own. Like, okay, I'm changing the recipe today. I'm changing the size of patty today. No, you have to follow those standards given by the franchisor. And obviously, franchisors do a lot of quality checks also. Okay.
So, like, they send because if you are giving if you're going on this franchising arrangement, and if franchisee does something wrong, so it's going to affect the overall global brand. So what they do, they send mystery shoppers. It's one kind of control you can write in the examination. Mystery shoppers are those people sent by the franchisor, okay? And they go in any of XYZ branch or any of the XYZ franchise, and they, present themselves like a customer right from the beginning, from getting in to check in to using the gym, spa, hotel facility. Sometimes, they have a checklist. They sometimes pretend they're angry customers. They sometimes pretend they are less informed customers. So then see how they are treated by the staff and all that. Sometimes they leave their stuff in the room. Let's say the Apple Watch or something, and then they see you. So this is kind of assignment. It's done by the, what do you call, the franchisor, to manage the overall control of the franchises and the brand image. Sir.
Okay. So maybe in the examination, you have a situation of franchise arrangement. Okay. Because When you talk about franchising, it's a completely different type of business model because you will have to develop a lot of controls because franchising brings a lot of risk in itself. And you know that franchising is a part of your course. When you go for franchising, you have a lot of advantages because obviously, when you have to scale up, when you have to increase the reach of the brand, and see, franchising cannot be done always. When your brand is at the top, at that time, you give the franchises. Because why someone will buy your franchise? Because just putting your name on the building and the hotel will run, it will boost up. If your brand is weak or your processes are weak, you can't go for franchise thing. The five largest hotel chains in Iceland account for 23.1% of the total supply of hotel rooms. Now, if you remember, 48% of the market was held by the independent hotels. See, remembering this information is very important. Remembering this information is really important because in the exam you won't go back in the pre-scene and refer it. Pre-scene will be available, but spending time on that will waste your useful time, precious time in the exam. You have this document 14 days before the exam. Read it as much as you can. So independent hotels have 48% share. Now in the chains, the five largest chains hold 23.1% of the market. So this means the remaining market is held by the smaller chains. Some of these chains are owner managed while other runs a franchise model. Now biggest chain of S-Line, which is Beston, is a 3-star hotel with 504 hotels. Our client has only 35 hotels if you remember the introduction. Our client has only 35 hotels. Levwell plc has only 35 hotels. But the largest chain in Iceland has how many hotels? 504 hotels. 75,600 rooms, which is percentage of total hotel rooms in Iceland 10.5%. Average number of rooms per hotel 150 and it's owner managed. So this means that the largest chain can also be owner managed. It's not necessary to go in franchise model only. Okay. Then travel wise, 3-star hotel, 288 hotels in Iceland, 40,320 rooms, 5.6% of the total rooms in Iceland. 140 average number of rooms in the hotel runs under franchise situation. Vacant, a 3-star hotel, 174 hotels in Iceland, 25,200 rooms, holds 3.5% share, 145 average number of rooms in the hotel, runs a franchise model. Yalton, 4-star hotel. See, top 3 chains are 3-star. 4 stars are not in the top chain because obviously, you know that luxury hotels won't have that much market share, they have lesser customers. 5-star hotel won't have that much customers like a 2-star or 3-star because obviously there are limited number of rich people, but obviously price sensitive customers are more. So Yalton is a 4-star hotel, 115 rooms, 115 hotels, 14,400 rooms. 2% of the total hotel rooms in Iceland belong to Yalton. 125 average room, franchised model. And Hyatt, 4-star, 90 hotels, 10,800 rooms, hold 1.5% of the share, 120 average number of rooms in the hotel, and owner managed. Do remember
You
our
see,
client is not part of this. Okay.
See, this is the intensity of competition, and there could be other challenges. Exam focus point. I gave you an example of Airbnb. Maybe like the economic conditions. Maybe you have seen COVID, and the hotels and restaurant, what happened to them, and then maybe the geopolitical issues. Okay, the travel ban and all that, and the wars and stuff. So there could be so many industry challenges. Maybe that can come in the examination. Maybe in the examination you see the cost pressure, the profitability, and financial stuff. Give you a practical example. Remember, we used to have, whenever we used to go like grocery store or gas station, anywhere, at the end of the transaction, what they used to do, they give you a receipt. Whether you ask or not, you used to get a printed receipt once you pay. Okay, whether it's a hotel, restaurant, gas station, mom and pop shop store, grocery store, in departmental store, anywhere. But now what happened? Now when you go to any store, normally here in US, I've seen this, they ask you this question, sir, do you want a receipt? If you say yes, They do the print and get you the, or customers like me, they say, no, that's fine. Because sometimes, you have to show it to your parents. Sometimes it's a business expense, so you keep your receipt and all that. But see, what is the concept? The concept is if the customer is not valuing some stuff, just what I said, the receipt, why we are wasting money on that particular transaction or particular process or particular product? See, if I get a receipt, what I do, I just trash it right away. So it means they're wasting those. Now let's come to the hotel industry. In hotel industry, there are so many things which they used to provide, which after the research they realize that it's not valued by all the customers. Maybe like 5%, 10% customers. Practical example, toothbrush and a paste. Normally, initially what used to happen, wherever you go, a good hotel, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, they always have a brush and a toothpaste and all that. What's that? This is wasting of stuff because, normally people, when they travel, they have their own bags, their own perfume, lotion, their toothbrush and all that. But some customers like me, maybe for the toothpaste and brush, I don't take mine. So what I do whenever I'm traveling to the hotel, what I do, I call Zero, which is the front desk. Hey, can you send me 2 toothbrush and the paste? And they simply give me. What is this? It means if there are 150 rooms and only 10% of the people want that, okay, provide them free of charge. That's a good service. Simple. And customer is happy also, okay? If something is not there and they ask you and you provide right away, that's kind of good service. Rather than you do it for 150 customer, 135 customer don't care, they just trash it. What is the use? So in examination, maybe this is just one example. In examination, maybe this your client has some kind of financial problem, maybe, or liquidity problem, or profitability problem, and all that. What you can do, don't cut those activities which are primary value chain. No, cut those activities which are normally not valued by the customer. If the customer asks, okay, just like a receipt, sir, do you want a receipt? Yes, okay, that's fine, sir.
So if you look at it, the chains which are operating, the key competitors which exist, and different competitive strategies which sir advise. See that all information is really important when you are going for the examination and you have analyzed it. See, this is what you have to do with the pre-scene. It's not like reading it again and again and learning it. That's not point. Understand it with different perspectives. Okay. One last thing, and then we'll end our today's class. Revenue stream which these hotels have. It's a long pre-scene. It will take like 2 more classes. So, although hotels generate the majority of their revenue from accommodation, from people living there, but it's not the only source because hotels have restaurants in them. They have a lot of facilities. As I told, like, okay, these hotels welcome external people also to use this stuff. Like, okay, in hotel, these restaurants, people come walk in and they use it, or maybe they use their conference rooms. Okay, food and drink sales are important additional revenue stream. 4-star hotel in Aslan typically generate 60 to 70% of their revenue from accommodation. This is known as room revenue. Food and drink sales account for between 25 to 35% of the total revenue. Now, what do you mean by food sales? Maybe external people coming in, or maybe upselling to the guest. Okay, breakfast is available with the room, but a guest may purchase a lunch or a dinner also. Other services like weddings, business conferences, events, spa, beauty account for 5 to 10% of the revenue. The restaurants and bars in many hotels are open to non-residents also, meaning people who are not staying in the hotel can still buy food and drink in its restaurant or bar.
Practical example. Practical example. Very, very practical example of the city. The Sin City. Sin City, Vegas. You call Vegas a Sin City because once you land in Vegas, right at the airport, in the restroom, in the hotels, on the street, even at the airport, you start playing casinos. Casinos are there. So it means, what is the beauty of Vegas? What is the beauty of Vegas? It's just a casino. It's just a casino. People go there, and there are certain laws which don't apply on Vegas. That's why we always say, what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. Don't apply in Texas. Don't apply in California. Don't apply somewhere else. It's just, for example, drinking on the street. In Texas, we are not allowed to drink on the street. Okay? But in Vegas, yes, you can do it. This is just one example. So what is the revenue stream, how they attract the customer? Airlines. Airlines put cheaper tickets. Why? Because this is the whole combined collective strategy. If the tickets are high, nobody's from Texas or nobody's from California, let's say in Texas, even the casinos are not allowed in Texas. Throughout the Texas state, there's no casino. So for casino, where we'll go? We'll have to go outside the state. Let's say Vegas. So the airline tickets are cheap. Now, I gave you example of big hotels like New York Hotel, Paris Hotel, and all that in Vegas, Aria Hotel and all that. What is their ultimate goal? Their ultimate goal is not to earn from the room. Their ultimate goal is to earn from the casino. There are huge, big casinos. I'll get you the what do you call the pictures in the next class. Big casinos. So what they do, they attract you with the points or with the low price rooms and all that. Because once the customer is in the room, he's not here for prayers. He will go down and what he's gonna do? Playing. Simple. So in the casino, they earn and the house always wins. So what is C? The revenue stream. The main revenue stream is the casino. And in that casino, they allow smoking, indoor smoking. Can you imagine? Indoor smoking. They allow drinks, indoor. They allow massage and all that. There are so many things, so many luxury things which you are doing while playing. While playing means you have your credit card in and that's it. So look at the strategy of the hotel. Every time they attract the customer, just to, get in the room and then spend money on the floor. Simple, sir.
The operating profit margin for the hotels in S-Line typically around 10%. So obviously all of these information together with these examples help you to analyze it from a lot of perspectives. So this was just the first class on this pre-scene, and we'll be publishing it for general public also on the social media. You can share it with your friends also who are giving the SBL exam in this attempt. But obviously for our enrolled students, it's not just a single class. This pre-scene discussion will continue for 2 more classes, and then there will be 3 predictive mock exams. Possible requirements, our professional guesses based on our experience, and discussion sessions on those marks. We'll be actually solving them. Along with that, we have a class on professional skill marks, drafting approach, 2 complete past paper discussion sessions, read the mind of marker to understand that how the marker gives you the marks and all. So all of this is included in this package. And believe me, if you take like this entire package of around 20 or 25 hours, it will contribute greatly towards passing your FLICT examination. See, you can see that we are giving our best, giving the best examples. So now it's your responsibility to share it with your friends so that they can take the right decision and increase their chances to pass the examination. If you have any query, enrollment or anything, you can always drop me a message on my number. And believe me, these 2 weeks preparation series, like, okay, someone may be taking late also, so the sessions are recorded. I would say these 20 hours will create a great impact on your preparation for the examination. Okay.
Also, you can go to our website for the quick admission,
Yes.
www.mirchawala.com, or if you want some kind of manual, queries and all that, we have this WhatsApp number. And this class is complimentary. Share it with your friends.
Okay. So hope to see you all in the next class when we'll be doing further detailed analysis on this pre-scene and then moving towards the mock exams. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.